Good evening and thanks for joining us on the show this evening. Is Engendered, the show where we bring you every discourse, every details, every issues that relates to the female gender. It's still safe to say Happy New Year to you all. I am Pamela, Ajaero.
It's good to have you join us on the Engendered show, esteemed viewers. Happy New Year. Hope you all had a joyous Yuletide celebration. Welcome to the Engendered show on Kaftan TV, reaching you live from the nation's capital. I am Confidence Reuben. We'll quickly go on a short break, and when we come back, the Engendered show continues. Do stay with us.
Welcome back to the program, and if you've just joined us, you're right on time because the program is about to kickstart. Today we will be discussing another very peculiar issues relating to the female gender. Once again, Happy New Year, viewers, to you all. So like I said earlier, we'll be talking about the roles of wife, mothers in the growth of marriage and family. And this is in relation to the story that I've been making rounds on the social media, story about Mommy Z, aka Baby, aka the anointed one. She's now the anointed one because of the lots you've gotten from the whole story. So before we continue with the story, I'd like to introduce my guest, who is already seated. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Tofunmi Amele.
Yes.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. Yes, Happy New Year, and I'm glad to be back. It's been a while. Why have people not even invited me since? Happy New Year.
You're so fresh. See the hair. You know that we did not come to play in 2020.
I'm not good for anybody.
You really get to the December.
Yes, I did. Thumbs up to Mr. Amele.
Oh God, where? Welcome today. We are really glad to have you.
Thank you.
For me, Amele is always available for us whenever we call upon her. We are really grateful to have you again this year, 2024. Welcome again to the program. So like I said earlier, today we'll be discussing the story that I've been making rounds on the social media. That's the story of Mommy Z. And the story was about how she tweeted on Twitter that she can wake up by 4:50 a.m. to cook for her husband. And there was a lot of that. Okay, she can wake up by 4:50 to cook for her husband because she discovered that the husband's colleague at work brings 2 spoons to the office for herself and the husband, and she said she can't allow that to happen, so she has to wake up and do the needful of waking up by 4:50 a.m. to do the meal. And there have been lots of backlash from social media, and also the thing has also brought positivity to her side and also the negativity. So let's hear what our guests have to say about the whole story. So you've heard the story.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. We want to be relating the story to the roles wife and mother should play for the growth of family and marriages. But before we go deep into that, what is your take on the story? Despite the fact that we have lots of people, everyone have their opinion. We have the ones who are for Mommy Z. We have the ones, the feminists that are against Mommy Z. So what is your own take?
I'll say that it's just a lot when you look at it, and it's a good thing to be a feminist. I'm a feminist.
Okay.
You know, so I think what even brought the gifts and all of that was because some people were saying that why will you give gifts? Why will you cook at 4:50 a.m. for your husband? That why will you do that? That we're fighting patriarchy and you are there trying to cook and all of that for your husband. So why would you do that? I would say that when it comes to roles, everybody has a role when you are married.
Okay.
Everybody has a role, and that role is not written, it's not handwritten that okay, husband, your own is to wash car, women, your own is to cook. All those ones, I feel like it's olden days, mother in the kitchen cooking rice, father in the parlor watching film. All those things are olden days, you know, roles. I feel now there are things that you just do without. My husband takes out the trash in my home. He just does it, and he's like, okay, let me just relieve you of this particular work. Let me just, you know, do this for you. So it's not like, you know, there's a particular role you must cook. There's sometimes that my husband also cooks. So it's not like you must cook. These are the rules and regulations. You wash toilet today. I was, well, you know, because some of these things are the things that causes misunderstanding, and we're looking for a place where we can have peace. I'm a sexual and gender-based advocate, and I always talk about a forum for peace. In fact, in my organization, we envision a society where we can live, love, and stay happy without the fear of violence and violation. So we're looking for how, you know, there can be peace and unity. Now, to Mommy Z, I think she thought about it that, okay, if this woman is bringing spoon for my husband, you know, why should he be bringing spoon when I can also, you know, make these meals for him? Because number one, she probably may be thinking that the woman may be attracted to her husband, or she doesn't like the spirit of begging, that it looks like begging. That how will my husband go to work and somebody already brought spoon, him to be looking inside somebody's cooler, you know, something like that. I just feel like she probably have her reasons for doing what she's doing. It's just that a lot of people misinterpret her, and you know, I'm happy that he brought plenty gifts for her though, because you know, for some women like me, I don't do 430 or 450 cooking. Some of us are blessed. Yeah. You know, we don't do 430 or 450 cooking. No, it's the truth now. So we don't do 430 or 450 cooking. But then, you know, we are happy. We are doing our thing. There's balance and all of that. So I think it's even the balance we need to look at there, because some people, they don't have the balance, and that's when you now start hearing the father sitting in the parlor watching film, you know, while the woman running up and down cooking and all of that. You hear boys don't even know how to cook because they were not taught. And then you have some women that 4 of their children, boys, can cook, they can clean, they can do everything. And that's why we're saying that we should not just you know, teach the girl child alone. We should also involve, you know, the boys, you know, teach them, let them understand that, okay, you can cook, you can help your wife, you can do this. But a lot of them are learning by seeing what their fathers are doing. They just go to work, come back, pick newspaper, watch football, you know, and that's your duty as a man. But then there are other duties that you can just, you know, take in.
But then, peradventure, the Mommy Z's husband did not open up to her, you know, to tell her that he is eating with someone in the office. And then one thing led to another, such as, you know, marital infidelity. Will Mommy Z be blamed for neglecting such a role?
I don't think she'll be blamed though. Really? I don't think she'll be blamed for neglecting that role, because everybody chooses whatever they want. If he wants to be if he doesn't want to be faithful to his marriage, it's his choice. So it's not based on what she has done or what she can do for him. It's his choice. Whatever you do, it's your choice. If you go to somebody's house and you steal from the person, whether I did not give you food as a mother, I did not give you food, that's the reason why you go and steal. That's not on me, that's on you. Because at the end of the day, it is your decision. So I feel like it's, you know, but when he now told her, you know, some men, they use scenarios to speak to their wives. They have ways of talking. Like my husband has a way of talking to me that when he wants me to do something for him, he has a way to say, Tofunmi or something. If you want me to do something, there's a way he communicates with me. And I feel like every family, every marriage, they should have a way the husband and wife, they communicate with each other, and they want, you know, when I want you to do something for me, I tell you. And maybe he just wants to tell her that, you know what, I need food. And he just, you know, tells her that, oh, please, you know, can you help me, you know, just saying it through the scenario that one of my colleagues used to bring food and all of us used to enjoy, and she's like, I can be doing that. If that colleague can wake up and cook for herself, I can wake up and cook for you and also myself. You know, so yeah.
Okay, I saw lots of negativity, backlash, and the rest, that she was insecure because of food and all whatnot. What I saw in the whole thing was, I know the Daddy Z now, that's the man. I know she didn't actually force Mommy Z into the whole preparing for 450. Is for me now, I said, no, they have different ways of showing love. It's their own way of showing act of kindness, act of service, rather, to the husband. The fact that she was not forced into it, I guess, as a gender-based advocate, like, fighting against oppression,
emotional abuse.
The fact that she was not forced into waking up to cook, it was her choice. Every human is not every human. They are two matured people. So making any choice they make is for themselves, what makes them happy. And secondly, this is her family. she will actually want to do anything to bring them together. That is why we thought it wise to do this today, the roles women should play. But still, before we get down, let's talk about the reactions of Nigerians. I was really, I was like short of words. The way people sent gifts, and what is your take on the reactions of Nigerians in this whole story?
I just feel like Nigerians used to react the way they want to react. No, just look at this scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, we've had women that cook for their husband.
Yes.
3 o'clock and nobody's saying anything.
Yes. Oh, we have wives out there.
Yes, we have wives out there.
They've not been blessed or given gifts to.
Exactly.
Their roles and whatever.
Yes. So I think this message just met people differently. She just said, I think what she said was she wanted a fridge to store food for her husband, because she heard that a friend of the husband is bringing 2 spoons so that they can eat together. So she wanted fridge, so she wanted like a Christmas gift. So I think that was what she tweeted.
Yes.
So when people saw it, people now started backlashing her that why would you why would you say you want to cook for your husband? You want to wake up by 4:30? It is because you are insecure. That's why you want to cook for your husband. And we feminists who have been fighting, against patriarchy, we have been saying that, women should have their own lives and everything. And you are bringing down our efforts, towards, all of that. So, when some other people now saw it, they were now like, what do you mean by that? She just needed fridge. And if we don't start making people understand that these things are important, we can help, we can show love by cooking, we can show love by ironing our fiancés or our husbands or wives' clothes, we can show love by doing these things. Then where are we going to in this country? We're trying to copy the westernized world, and all of that. And people were like, oh, what she was doing is a good thing. So let's start, and that was how people now started giving her gifts. I heard she got laptops and Wi-Fi and gifts, a million houses, land, like that. And I'm excited because I want to say that feminism should not creep into our family, our home. Do you understand? Because in my family now, we're even talking before we started that what happens in my family is different from what will happen in your own family. Exactly. I don't know how marriage counselors and all of these people do these things, because it's not an easy job
at all.
Because you trying to understand this person's marriage, bringing this person together, solving issues, because what happened in my own marriage is different from what will happen in your own marriage. So I feel like feminism should not come into that. There should be a balance, because in my own home, this is what I will permit, this is what we do in my own home, and it's okay. I've heard the story of a woman that cooks for her husband because she didn't want her husband to buy food outside due to the fact that they were having I think they were building houses at that time. They were trying to just work things around their home and make things improve things in their house. So they were trying to save up at that time. So the woman was talking about it, that they couldn't afford food, afford him buying food, so she always wakes up to cook for her husband. That was what they were going through at that time. So what if that was what Mobizi was going through at that time, and they were just trying to, so I feel like Nigeria sometimes they don't balance to hear what is behind the story. So whatever just comes out is what they say. So why would you be cooking for a grown-up man, an adult? Can he not enter the kitchen and cook for himself, and all of that?
Well, I think Momizi is just trying to pass a message to that colleagues of her husband, trying to tell her that this man that is eating with you, he is loved. He is married and he is loved at home.
Yes, that's your own perspective about it.
She's trying to, I think she's not just being insecure or whatever, but she's just trying to prove a point that this man is loved at home. Okay, that's just the simple
I will even say you don't teach people how to show their act of love to others. That's what I would say. Like I said earlier, in her own thought, she just feel, in as much as she actually wants to bring the man home, it's something that she can do. She didn't see it as stress. She was not coerced or forced into doing that. On her own, she just said, I'm going to, in short, this marriage thing has to do with wisdom. Like I even saw someone's comment was saying that if she hadn't acted that way, who knows what would have happened. But now she has to use her wisdom. If this is what will bring my husband back to the home, Why won't I do that?
Exactly.
When we are all craving for a healthy family, a healthy marriages, why won't I do that to bring my husband
also she might see it as a red flag, so she acted
immediately. Like,
don't you watch Nigerian films? What are you saying? We watch Nigerian films.
Acted
yes, very swiftly. Yeah, very swiftly.
There's one thing you said about feminism bringing down the patriarchal nature or something. But how does that affect her waking up? Because I know I saw many comments, like from feminists. Sorry to say, you're a feminist. They're trying to say everything they've been fighting for just got down the drain just because Mommy Z cooked for the husband for 50 a.m. How does it relate?
So you see this feminism thing, but a lot of people have their definition for being a feminist.
Different perception.
Perspective about it. But I would say that I'm a feminist, and I completely believe that my husband is the head of my home. That's my definition for feminism. To me, my husband is the head of my home. Doesn't mean that my husband will come and say, I'm the one that paid your bride price. So when I say kneel down, or when I say cook, when I say do this, when I say do that, no. I believe that, and he treats me, equal with him. You understand what I'm saying? So for those people online, I feel for those feminists, they were thinking that, oh, we're fighting patriarchy. We're saying that, the men should be able to cook for their family. What if you are not around? They should be able to do one of these things. And you are saying, you are now waking up to now start cooking for him. What do you mean by that? So that's what they are trying to do. They're saying, okay, we're trying to fight feminism. We're trying to fight for feminism when it comes to workplace, when it comes to family and all of that. But I feel like the mistake in that is that you're bringing feminism into the home. And when it comes to family, when it comes to marriages, everybody have their own how do I say this now, have their own issues and know how to deal with whatever is going on. So when you now bring a particular rule and regulation, because we are feminists, this is how we do things, you now bring it to your home, bring it to your marriage. That's why you now begin to see that, oh, there's divorce rate too. Divorce rate is high due to this, due to that, and that's because of your definition for feminism and your all of that. And I feel like feminism, when it comes to equal, I do the same job with another man. You paid him higher than me because I'm a woman, and we did it equally. Sometimes I may even do it better than him, but because he's a man and you feel like he has family to take care of, and me, I have a husband that will take care of me. You now paid him 1,000 naira and paid me 500 naira. Then that's where my feminism bone, my nerves will stand up and be like, no, that's wrong, because that's not equal. So it's something that I think
I'm still curious from what you said. Now, if this feminism cannot work in the family, what makes you think it will now work in the society?
No, when we talk about society, that's just what I just explained now. When it comes to workplace, when it comes to now, how do I different, even in schools, when it comes to school, you say head class prefect, a girl cannot be a class prefect, she has to become the assistant class prefect. When it comes to politics, when they say men are the ones that, look at Nigeria today, women are not, as much as men. When you look at the percentage, we talk about feminism and we're like, oh no, it is not supposed to be so. But when it comes to our home, when it comes to our family, I don't think feminism is something that we should really bring into our home, because I don't think it will work. I'm not
it cause more confusion.
It will be, that's what I think. I'm not I've not stayed so long. I'm not a, how do I say it? I'm not a grandma in marriage. I think I'm just 6 months. But then those are the things, because I feel like the best years, the struggles in marriage is the first 3 years of marriage, because that's when you guys are still getting to know each other. So when you now bring feminism into it and you're like, I'm the woman, I'm the, everybody is now bringing their own, I'm the head, this and this. But people used to say this thing that is only if they say the man says is the head and the woman says is the neck, is where the neck wants to turn to that the head will turn to. So she's supposed to be supporting you when it comes to marriage. So I don't think feminism plays out in marriage. I know some people looking at me now, they will say, you used to choose where you are a feminist and where you are not a feminist, but that's not the definition of feminism to me. I'm a Christian and I believe that the man is the head of the family. Doesn't mean that he will tell me, I paid your bride price. That's when you know, that's when it is now wrong. That's when abuse comes into it. I paid for you, so you are my belonging, you are my own. I can control you, I can do all of that. That becomes emotional abuse, you know, and all of that. But when, you know, there is a family, you understand each other. I'm not feeling too well. You take the children, you take their bath, you help them, you do this. Some days, so when I'm strong, I'll wash your car. I don't know if I can do that, but you know, I'll wash your car. I'll do what I can do. Sure. You know, I would not just say, this is my husband's duty. You know, because my husband has been taking out the trash since we got married. I cannot now say, oh, because he didn't take out the trash today, let me not take it out, because you know, I will now keep it when it comes back. Maybe he travel. When he comes back, the trash is now so much. He will now come back, and you know, I can't do that. You know, if he's around, fine. Sometimes even if he's around, I can still take out the trash. There's no, I don't think there's any role that is peculiar to anything. There's some women that can do electrical work. There's some women that can do carpentry. They can make wood, and they do it. You know, but I just used to hear some women say, if you start doing it now, the men will now say they will not do it again. They will now draw back. You know, they will now make it your job. That's for men that don't understand that, you know, we can do these things together. Yeah. Just the same way, let's bring it to finance. Some men will say, since I'm the one working in the family, I'm the man of the house, you know, but at the end of the day, the woman still goes to work. She still brings her own input. Some women are even making more than their husband. Sure. But she's not, most of them are not saying, because I'm bringing more than, I'm bringing income more than my husband, you know, and all of that. They don't do that. They share. They're like, oh, this is what you have. I have a friend, and I know someone, if she's listening to us, you know that she's the one I'm talking about. She was married, her husband did not have a job. But you know, as they went, the husband got a job. But during those period, nobody even knew they were going through anything. But at that time, she called me and she was like, Lois, please, you know, can you help me with so amount? I was like, okay. I sent it to her, you know, because she believed that I would not start asking, where's your husband? The other that you're married, like that. Judging her and all of that. No, I would not do that. You know, because I understand that these things can happen. Though she didn't even tell me, it was later on that she now told me that, oh, when I got married, you know, my husband did not have. Now the husband treats her like egg. Anything she wants, he would give it to her, because there's this understanding. Exactly. So when men are now feeling like, no, I'm the man of the house, ego is coming into it. At the end of the day, when, you know, there was something that, sorry, I'm a religious person, there's something that God told me this year. He said it's okay to receive help from people. Okay. It's very okay to, I'm that kind of person that if I need something, it's very difficult for me to ask. I don't know whether there's some independent women. I like to be a baby girl. I like to be loved. I like to have things. But it's difficult for me to ask that, oh, please can you buy me this? Please can you, like, sometimes my husband just know that I like this, and so he just buys it for me. I find it difficult to ask, maybe because I've been trained like that. My dad was someone that would be like, I have this, but I will not give you, I want you to work for it. There was a time we had borehole in front of the house. When we need airtime, my dad would say, go and sell water. So all those Meruwa people will now come and buy. The money you get from it is not what you will use. You know, I think he was just birthing in us a sense of responsibility and all of that. It just down into my spirit that let's receive help. People want to help you. Allow yourself to be helped. And I think that's what some men need to know, that they can also receive help. You know, open yourself to receive. Your wife wants to help you, but because you're just like, hey, I'm the man, ego will not allow you to rest. Calm down. Let them give you money. You know, let them give you things. You know, and all of that.
And you know, most times they will even want those help. Yes, just like you said, and they wouldn't just know how to. I was also once like that when I was growing up. I don't know how to open my. When I was in school, the only person I was ever comfortable with was my mom. Exactly. I always just call her that, mommy, please tell your husband I'm very broke. And I don't know how she does it. I will just receive money. But me going to, like you said, maybe that sense of responsibility thing, you have to work for whatever you, I guess it's something common with our parents back then. I don't just know. But that was how I was at a particular time. And I saw that I was not being favored. My mom have to talk me out of it.
Even in our workspace now, if you don't ask for help, that's what they'll be looking at you.
Exactly. Yes.
Like I do NGO, sorry for cutting you, I do NGO work, but at some point I felt like, let me partnering this one, that one. It was when I started, you know, speaking to this person, and they said, oh, I have a workspace that you can use for your conference and whatever you want to do. Like I have one coming up coming up on the 25th, you know, I was talking to a friend, you know, and she was like, oh, I have a workspace you can use, let's partner. And I think it was before then it dropped in my spirit that I should receive help, and I was like, oh, you will do that? And she was like, yes. And I'm like, okay, let's partner. And that was how we partnered. You know, I felt like, I used to feel like I can receive small help from people and it's okay, because I feel like if you give me too much, then after some time I will now need to pay you all of those things you've given to me.
Some people are not like that.
Even some people are not like that, but some people that I've stayed with are like that. They expect
you know, there's a
those
thing
things
that
from you.
says a closed mouth is a closed
That was
destiny.
what helped me.
People don't
that was what
mind.
helped me.
You open up, you help people your problem, and they will help you. That's what some people don't understand.
That was what helps me when my mom has to talk me out of it. She always says this: a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So anytime I go out, I summon courage to want to talk what I want out.
That's true.
I have to summon enough of courage. I want this, especially when I started dating. To ask my boyfriend is always a problem. I even started from relationship before I now got up to that level that anywhere I go, I'm now the one talking to people. If you don't open up, you just be there and people walk on you and pass. They won't even know if you have a problem
or you need something.
Just imagine, we ladies are going through this, not to talk of men. So you can as well open up. Anyone can be of help to you. This help does not have to, it doesn't tally with a gender. Anybody can be of help to anybody. Now let's quickly go for a short break. We'll be right back.
Please, girls, let's be fast with our chores. It's almost time for Engendered. Girls, it's time for your favorite program, Engendered. Yeah, Mommy, we're coming right away. Sophia, turn off the gas. What are your fears as a woman? And what are your doubts as a lady? You think you're alone with those thoughts? Then welcome to Engendered, where we bring you discuss, interviews, reviews, experiences, opinions on issues relating to the female gender. This is Engendered. Please, girls, let's be fast with our...
Welcome back, esteemed viewers. If you just joined us, this is the Engendered Show, and before we went on the break, we had a topic for discussion, which is the role of women in the family or marriage, using Mommy Z as a case study. Now, Lois, Mommy Z, she practically, you know, did this thing called a closed mouth is a closed destiny.
Yeah.
She needed a fridge or a freezer though, and she, you know, posted it, she tweeted it. I think she didn't even like have it in mind that someone would grant her that wish. She just posted it, you know. And after everything, her wish was granted. But then some people like tagged her as an online beggar, that she shouldn't have done that. I mean, referring her as a beggar online. So to you, do you think she did the right thing or a wrong thing?
I would say that some people just do that. I don't know. I can't do it too, but I used to do it on my family WhatsApp group. But then I don't think I can do it for the general public. And that is me not being comfortable with it. Some other people are comfortable with it and they can do whatever they want to do. Okay, they have reasons for why they do whatever they want to do. But if you notice, people did not even look at the fact that she wanted something. They were busy looking at the insecurity, you know, behind all of the talk. I feel like what you said, Pamela, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. Is when you need something, you ask for it and it comes to you. She needed freezer, she got land, she got laptop, Wi-Fi, everything. More that she needed, exactly everything she needed. You know, so I feel like some people do this. During my wedding, I did my own list for Jesus. I wrote a list of what I wanted. You know, I wanted washing machine, I wanted this, I wanted that, and most of the things I listed that I wanted, they came. You know, my friend told me to write them down, that I should write it down, and then we can post it on our friends group. What I wrote down, you know, not even people on that group that gave those things to me. There were people that I didn't even expect those things from. They just gave, like I wanted like a butcher mix blender, all those things. I wanted some of those things, and then I got, you know, a few of them, maybe not exactly butcher mix, but then I got a few of the things that I wanted. So sometimes it's good to ask for what you want, and at the end of the day you may probably get those things. You know, I used to see it on WhatsApp. One of my friends will say, you know, this guy don't have shame. She will literally call me that, have you gone to see that girl status? This guy don't have shame.
But everything in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. Everything in the Bible,
I feel like some people are doing it too much. They're overdoing it, and I feel like it's not so nice. They ask for things that they can't buy for themselves. They begin to ask for, you know, so much, and then maybe there's somebody that is suffering from inferiority complex on your page, or that needs your attention. You know, and be like, I need to just double up and buy this thing for this girl. I need to just, you know, buy this thing, and then they now, you know, struggle and go and get that. At the end of the day, you don't now end up dating them. You know, that can cause another mess. I don't know. I think about a lot of scenarios when I see some things. But then, you know, if it's okay by you to do it, you know, everybody has their own class of friends or people that view their status. It's just like now, you view my status, you view my status. If I say I want air fryer, the both of you can buy air fryer for me. But if I now say I want land, you know, so everybody knows their circle. So maybe that's why they cannot ask for whatever they, you know, that's what they want.
Okay, let's go back to the topic of the day, the roles of wife, mothers in the growth of relationship, marriage and family. Now, your own perspective, we know, like you already stated it earlier, that what works for family A might not work for family B.
Exactly.
I agree with that, with that school of thought. But your own perspective, what do you think are the key roles or should I say responsibility a woman should carry out in the family, in the marriage, for it to be stable, for it to be healthy?
Okay, so I would say that a woman is a nurturer.
Okay.
A woman is a builder. Now, I'm not just taking my perspective from the general citizen society, you know, perspective. I'm taking it from like a religious perspective. You know, you're a nurturer. You're there to take care of your home. You're there to take charge of your home. You understand? And I feel like Mommy Z is a gate. When I say a gate, she's standing in front of her home and she's like, okay, if you want to enter, who are you? She's getting your profile. Okay, you're the one entering. Okay, let me open the door. And then if they are not supposed to enter, she closed the door. And I feel that was what she did. And I feel that is the role of a woman in the home. You are a gate. You either whatever you want, you permit to come in or you permit to stay outside. So whatever you want, you can permit. Okay, I will permit this to enter. So as children, you want a child, you permit the child to enter. And once the child enters, you nurture the child. Okay, what do you want? Is this what you want? You go to schools, you go to this. You know, most of the time it's the woman that would say, okay, no, this, I don't think this school is a good school. I don't think this is the best. You know, I don't think this is. That's your role. You are a nurturer. I'm not saying that the man cannot also nurture. I'm saying that it is better than a woman. It's just like mother hen. You don't see father hen. You don't see father hen, you know, looking for his children or putting his children under his wings. So you as a woman, you're a nurturer. You're the one to say, okay, oh, have you eaten this thing that is wrong with you? There's a woman that feel how their children are feeling. Like me now, I have that connection with children. If I carry a child and the child is thirsty, I feel it. That, oh, this child is thirsty, give this child water. So that's the duty of a woman. You're a nurturer, not just the physical nurturer. You're an emotional nurturer. You are a spiritual nurturer. You are everything. And like I said, you're a gate. You allow whatever you want to allow to come in. I know a woman that, you know, there's this woman every day, because she's the mommy church, the general overseer's wife, Mommy Gio. So the woman will be bringing jollof rice, all these things. She will be bringing it for the husband, and the woman kept on collecting it. You understand? Sometimes she will even eat it and all of this. That was how that woman crept into their marriage, broke their home. This Mommy Z thing that people would think is simple, or because maybe she's insecure or something. That I've seen marriages, homes. When I say home, I'm saying children are already there. You know, they are broken and everything is spoiled because the woman forgot to take her stand and say, there's some things that meet the eyes. What I mean by that is there's some things that is not just the eyes that will just look at it and say, it's just jollof rice, it's just chicken, it's just a spoon that she's bringing just to share. So there's no big deal in it. I don't care. And at the end of the day, you have opened your door and that person has crept in. And when the person crept in, the person will not begin to operate underground. And when the person, after some time, it will be too late. Exactly. So I feel like the role of a woman is you are the gate. Even if you don't take anything out of this talk show today, remember that you're a gate. Whether you are married or you're single, even in your own life, even as a man, you should remember that you're a gate. It's whatever you allow to come into your space that comes in. Whatever you don't want into your space, you allow it to stay outside. And how can you, what are the things that you use to inspect those things? Your eyes. Whatever you see and you feel like, okay, this thing is okay. You're allowed to come into your mind, because your mind is also a space. You're allowed to, because okay, now the man was enjoying somebody breaks spoon, and the woman too will be impressing him. Someday she'll pump on the yam. So I'm not seeing him just talking. Someday the woman will do this. The woman, after some time, do you think he will not compare? He will want to compare. My wife, why is she not doing this? And you know, I was discussing this with my friend Kemi the other day when we were in the market, and Kemi was telling me that after some time, some men will start pressuring their wives to be like Mommy Z, wake up by 4:30, and that may not be in our nature. After I know some women have even decided the challenge, and some, after 1 month, it's like they begin to fall sick. They begin to fall sick. I don't wake up by 4:30 to cook for anybody. You know, so you know that's for me. My husband does not. It's not someone that is really interested in food like that. You know, there are other places that I can make him happy, and he will be very happy if I do those things. It may not be food. For Mommy Z, it may be food. For your own home, it may be you know, washing the car. It may be you buying things for him. You know, for even during the Christmas, we expect the man to buy every single thing. Any, you know, even the now school fees is being paid. You wait for him to do all of that, and I feel that. The other day I was listening to one of the celebrities. I was listening to her YouTube, and she was talking about the fact that some women should start paying house rent. If you are staying with your husband, just give him some, support him. You know, not paying the whole thing, just support him. Sometimes it brings respect. It brings, you know, a lot of things. It may not be house rent. Maybe you just need to buy water. Don't say, me, I'm not using out of this money that I have, or I'm not using the money I'm working for. It's the owner of this home. Let him come and pay. And my mom used to say something that chicken used to sweat to, but it's the feather that is covering it. You know, she means that, you know, he is also going through a lot. He's also tired, but he cannot tell you that he's tired. He's just receiving whatever comes to him. So it's important that you assist him, and then he knows that, oh, I'm assisting you. So the roles of women are much. It depends on your own home, what is going on in your own home. So I'll leave it at that. I
like the fact you stated that strength thing, that for Mommy Z, it might be the cooking, of course, is the cooking. For other people, yes, people have their strengths and weaknesses, and when we get to look at the strength of people, I feel life gets easier when we just focus on, okay, this is what she can actually give me, this is her strength, and people focus on that. It makes the life easier. Okay, now let's compare the traditional way and now the modern way of this rose. Back then we saw a woman.
Pamela, let me laugh. Do you think I'm just trying to figure out where she's going to?
No, you have to create a balance. Back then we saw our mothers, they were the sit-at-home mom. We saw them make food, we saw them prepare the children, go to school, we saw them do lots of home chores. That was their work. So they do it like 9 to 5. Yes, that was what they were assigned to do. But now coming to this modern days, we get to see women still do this job, and they have their career paths they are moving towards. They go to work, some go to work 9 to 5, come back, they still do these normal chores that these traditional women get to do
that's their own work.
Yes. Now, how do we balance this? And what exactly is your take on this whole comparison?
That was why I laughed. It's a whole lot. Because the world is changing, and modernization has gotten into just look at Pamela, and look at my sweet sister sitting here. You cannot just say it's a man's money that is taking care of her.
Not at all.
That's quickly answered for me. You cannot say it's a man's money that is taking care of her. So we also want something better for ourselves, and I think that's the reason why a lot of girls these days are going to school. If you look at it in the olden days, most of them are not going to school. Most of them are staying at home. They're just, you know, at home. Whatever the man brings is what we will eat. But now a lot of people are, you cannot just keep me in the house and say, oh, you stay there. And I think that housewife You cannot just do that. Kudos to stay-at-home moms. You know, even though staying at home, I see that most of them are still doing like internet sales or Instagram sales and all of that. And kudos to you, because even staying at home is a big deal. Because when you look at it, you wash the clothes. Only like you said, just that work alone is what our mothers in the olden days do. And in the night they are already tired. They fetch water, they do this, they do that, they clean, you know. But now we have other things that can help us, and I think that's the reason why a lot of women want to work, so that when they work, they buy those things that can help them, like washing machine, you know, like dishwasher, all of those things that can also aid them, you know, to do some of these things. The modern world is good. The modern world is sweet. I cannot. I will fall sick if I stay at home. and I know that is the same for some other women. They will fall sick if they stay at home, and that's the reason why I went to school. That's the reason why I studied so hard. That's the reason why I work so hard. That's the reason why I read all of these books that I read, because I want to become the better version of myself. So I don't wait and I don't rely on another man. I don't rely on this person that, oh, he will bring something for me. And that's when my feminism now comes into being, that there are a lot of women that are doing so much, but they are not recognized because they are women. There are a lot of women that are supposed to be directors, but they are not recognized because they are supposed to be termed women. Go and stay at home, or go and do this. You get to see women after delivery, when they go back to work, you get to see that discrimination. Oh, don't give her work, or she has Peking. Oh, don't do this. Oh, don't do that. It's very painful. I've heard women cry that, oh, because of this they slashed my salary. Because of this, because I gave birth, they don't want me to go back to work. It's very painful, you know, for some women. And I would say that it's very important that the women that do these things, they understand their role. So please adjust with them, help them, you know, because they also want to work. They also want to gain one or two so that they can assist, you know, the husband in the home. So balancing modernization with traditional, those times have gone. Those times are far gone. But then for those people that just want to stay at home and just want to relax, I'll say this is 2024. As much as we don't want to agree for anybody, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because it's important that you do something.
Exactly.
You know, it's when you do something. I was hearing I think one of these musicians talking about it, and he was saying that you do something and you don't give up. Whenever you have the opportunity to do something, maybe that work, you don't give up. From there you climb up the ladder and you can become whatever you want to become. As for everyone talking about sexual and gender-based violence these days, and we're saying that, you know, a lot of women want to grow, they want to be equal, they want to do this, they want to do that. So be determined. Our own Okonjo-Iweala, she was determined to be where she is, and that's why she's where she is. So don't give up. Don't just say and say, don't worry, he will bring whatever it is, he will do this, he will do that. Mommy Z no grill. She decided that she wants to cook, she wants to do something. So it's important that you also do something. Yours may not be cooking, yours may be something else. I'm not just talking to married people alone, I'm also talking to single people. You know, do something to help yourself. Don't just sit down and say, oh, that's the only job I can find. There are other jobs that, even these days I was looking at opportunity. There's this opportunity, this thing, that WhatsApp group, and I see a lot of women, a lot of people there, and their opportunities every day. You see they post opportunities that you can just apply, and so it's important that you do something. It's 2024, you know.
Let's talk about gender inequality, which has become the order of the day that's within the marriage context. Now, so what strategies will you prefer in order to, you know, promote gender equality within the marital context?
Awareness creation is very, very, very important. I think some people go into marriage with these expectations, and they go into marriage with the traditional mentality, you know, that no, me, I cannot use my money, my husband is the one that will bring. If my husband do this, if my husband do that, and at the end of the day, when it's not balanced, you're complaining that it's not balanced, it's not this, it's not that. And the balance I see here, it's not one person that's supposed to do the balance, the both of you, because you said marriage, you know, the both of you have to, and you are the one that is somebody that behaves like a person that should be respected, that people will respect, you know. So you call for the respect. Once you do things that will make him respect you, then when you want to give your own decision about a certain thing, you will say, okay, I want to listen to what you have to say, because you have brought, you also contribute to it, and since you have contributed to it, you will not allow it to fail. But something you don't contribute to, something you don't help, you don't cause to work, when it wants to fail and people are struggling, they'll be like, when you want to try and help, they'll be like, why do you want to help? Because it looks like you want it to fail. So when you help your other spouse, and you're like, okay, what do you want to do? oh, don't do it like this. He wants to listen to you because he feels like, oh, you have done this particular thing, or you may not have done it, but he sees that you're struggling to help. You don't want that thing to fail. But when you remove your hand and you're like, no, me, I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. But when it's time for people that want to enjoy feminism, when that you know, people choose when they are feminists and when they are not, you know, or when there's something equal and the man is trying to say something, no, don't talk to me, I'm also this, I'm also that. But you have not helped in any way, you have not contributed in any way. So why should he now say this? Why should he say that? Though I'm not encouraging emotional abuse, I'm not encouraging physical abuse and all of that, but I would say that you should bring something to the table. When you bring something to the table, it may not be 100%, it may not be 80%, it may not be 50%, but talking about 20-30%, you know, bring something to the table. It attracts him to say, oh, you know, you want to do something. And that's what some men want. They want to see women that are doing things. They want to see women that when they're within their friends, they're like, ah, that's my wife. Oh, she does the, oh, you have not seen my Instagram, you have not seen my Facebook, this is what she does, you know. Oh, she can help you with that, she can help you. It brings respect to them as well. So I feel like this balance thing should be in the home. This equality thing should be what you know, what you bring to the table helps him to say, okay, you know, let's do this, let's do that. So yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about the expectations society have on wife roles. I will still fall back on our case study for today. That's Mommy Z. Now with what Mommy Z did, society will be expecting every woman to be like Mommy Z now, especially the men. Mommy Z woke up in the morning for 50. Why won't you wake up for 50? Does she have two heads? So what does this societal expectation, how does it affect the family and marriage health?
There was something my husband said, you know, before we got married. He told me something. He said that every expectation that people have, let's drop it before we get married. Every expectation we have, every expectation you have over me, every expectation I have, he's also speaking for me, for himself. Every expectation I have over you, let's drop it. Do you understand? Because that's what now brings pretense into marriage. Oh, I take my bath every night, I brush my teeth in the night, morning and night, I do this, I do that, and at the end of the day, you cannot continue with those things. Then when you can't continue, it's not like, what's going on? You understand? So there are a lot of expectations. Even on social media will give you limits. Social media, everybody just have expectations. You know, when you marry, they're expecting you as a woman that immediately you get married, within the first 6 months we should be hearing that you're pregnant, you know, and the expectation is going from this to that. I was talking to my friend.
Competition.
Exactly. I was talking to my friend and we were just gisting the other day, and she was like, Lois, they say school, all of us don't go school now, we don't come back. They say marriage, we don't marry. Now they will say child. So after you finish one thing, there's always another thing that is coming. So it's not left for you to now say, no, society, don't give me any expectation. This is what I don't thank you, that's the word. Don't pressure me. This is what I want to do, and I will do whatever I want to do. You know, so I feel like society, any expectation they're just trying to place, you're placing it on yourself. You know, because I would not look at you, I would not even say, oh, this is what you have said, that's the reason why I should do what. You see women going to school at 60, they're going to university at 60. We used to tell them that because you are too old to go to school. They know what they want and they know why they want to go to school, so you allow them to do whatever they want to do. I feel like social media is just a platform where a lot of people judge, but they have their own baggages that they carry, heavy ones, heavier than yours. You know, so I feel like it's important that you pick whatever you want. The ones you don't want, you throw them away. And like I used to say, if you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. So if you don't stand for one thing, you fall. If everybody's saying, is this what women are doing these days, you run and go and do it. We see a lot of homes that are broken because of this thing. You see women joining societies and they're like, oh, you must buy these clothes, you must do this, you must do that, you must. And because of all of these things, you have gotten yourself into trouble, into unhealthy competition, into a whole lot of things, and at the end of the day, you're in trouble. Your marriage is gone, your children are suffering, you know, and a whole lot of things. So I would advise people that don't rely on people's expectation. And sometimes I would say that the expectation of some people is that you should be here, but then give them this. You understand? Some people are expecting that no, this person cannot be, this person can never pass this, but give them this. that is the kind of healthy expectations I want for myself, and those are the goals that I want to set for myself, and even for my family as well. Because they're expecting that, oh, she's this is where she will remain, but then they think you amount to this, but give them this, and that brings you to a point of setting goals for yourself, that this is what I want to do. Those are healthy goals, healthy expectations that you set for yourself, realistic expectations that okay, this is what I want to do, and in 2024 I must achieve this particular thing. And once you do it, people are like, so she's able to do this one. And you see people, they will not still keep quiet, they'll still set a higher expectation. She don't do this one and you don't pass.
Let's wait for
the next one, but don't feel pressured. Just do whatever you want to do. And our advice this year: breathe, rest, buy ice cream, drink, chill.
If you believe everything in social media, it's at your own detriment.
Exactly.
Now, still talking about
sorry, it's a follow up. This expectation reminded me of my friend, someone who just shared her marital issues with me, and she was trying to explain to me that she was facing a lot in the marriage and she left, and she has been getting lots of calls, messages that she's a wicked person, she's this one, how dare her leave that man, and lots of more. She was what was it called, she was depressed,
stigmatized.
Yes, she called me and I was telling her that people will always talk.
Exactly.
It's better you save your head. The fact that you are saved is number one.
The fact that you are alive.
Yes, that's the first step. You have to move.
Yes.
We don't want to hear the second Osinachi story. Yes, because she was there because of what people would say. So they would all say now that you left, anything anybody wants to say is on their head. People will always, even when people are doing well, people are talking.
Do you know what?
Let's now talk of someone who is not doing.
Let's reverse this Osinachi story. I'm just thinking about it just when you were saying it. Let's reverse this Osinachi story. Do you know, as soon as she came out and she said, oh, this man is doing this, and she packed her load and her children and left, do you know that people will backlash her?
Yes.
But if she brought it out that time and she was like, this is what he did to me, or you don't even say anything, you just run away. Do you know that people would actually talk, people will still talk that why did you run? And I saw a story on the truth, Emeka Ike and his wife. I saw that, and I saw that she said, she ran away, and I would applaud her.
Sure.
Because I feel like if you are at the point of death and you see that this particular thing will kill me, he may not lay his hands on you, but your emotions, your mental health, you are going through trauma. It's important that you live, because I've seen a lot of people run mad because of issues of marriage, because I just have to stay married, because I don't want to spoil my parents' name, I don't want to spoil my family's name, I don't want the society to look at me a certain way. At the end of the day today, where are they? Those people that don't want to spoil their family's name and they don't want to do this, and they're saying divorce, one thing, where are they today? Do you understand? A lot of them have left that marriage, but they have gone through a whole lot of things that they would have left earlier. A lot of them, their bodies are amputated because of the pain and the things they've gone through. And before all of this happened, they would have gone before then. They would have saved themselves. But because they are looking at the society and all of that, and I'm talking to those people on social media that are there to just lash people because of that, is where they find happiness. If that's what they are doing to find happiness, leave them alone. What is it? Are you in their family? Are you in their business? Leave them alone. Let them do whatever they want to do. Okay, so as I'm talking, like some people say, they're the one that brought their story to us, so we want to put our mouth. But I don't think it's every business. It's even written in the Bible, mind your business. It's not everything you put, because you don't know the exact story of what happened. Even for all the stories, even for Osinachi's story, there's some things that we don't still know. Even for Emeka Ike's story, there's some things we don't still know.
It's what they want us to know.
That we know. So we don't just backlash. But I would say that it's important that you are safe. It's only somebody that has life that has hope. So it's wherever you find yourself, it's better to just, if you see the situation is too difficult and you feel that, I'm not saying giving up now in business or in anything, but when you see that it will result to death, it will result to maybe taking your life, it's better to just leave that situation.
We're still talking about the society. How can the society help, uplift and support women in terms of making decisions in their marriage? How can they support the women?
One of the things that I've planned to do this year is information empowerment. And I have a program this year, the NGO 2024. I always do that every year. Last year was a phenomenal volunteer, so I do that every year, and I'm having one again this year. I don't know if I can call out my Instagram page, lily.lois1. It's already posted. That's what I'm going to be doing this year. we empower people. We talk to people about, you know, what's going on in the society, in your business, in your work. You know, we talk to people about these things, because I feel like some people, when they say information is power, people think it's just a mere thing, but information is truly power. It is whatever you know that you hold on to and you work with, you run with, and that's what can generate income for you. So let me just stop there.
And if you're not informed,
yes,
informed.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's much we can take on today's show. Thank you so much. They're already calling us to round up. It was really insightful. Thank you for all the wisdom.
Thanks for joining us.
All the discussion for today.
You're welcome.
And to our viewer out there, I'm very, very sure you've learned one or two from today's episode. Marriage, love is a very sweet thing. Do not allow the society deceive you. And it takes two to tango in the marriage. Only one cannot make it work. The man has a role to play, the woman has a role to play. And we shouldn't also forget that what works for family A cannot work for family B. Let's all take notes of this and still say it again. Marriage, love is a very sweet thing. And we call it a wrap for today. My name is Pamela Ajaero.
And always know that communication is the key in every relationship. Whatever you don't feel right, communicate. It might be directly or indirectly, but the most important thing is that you let your communication be in love. Communicate in a loving way. Till we come your way again, I remain confident, Reuben. Bye for now.